What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I put stuff on my channel, so we'll talk about that. We'll ride in my car back here, and I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna put a camera on the dashboard, but let me show you the setup real quick. Okay, so don't laugh. So the camera is right up there. It's kind of velcroed in, but it has a microphone, so I can use one of these. Better audio. I might post it over there. But it's a manual transmission car, so this should be fun. But let's get some views on the outside first. Okay, we're back outside. Oh shit, now you guys know where I live. Just kidding, I do not live here. So public beach access over there, but these are nice houses, I'll say that much. I had a delivery job where I was delivering furniture and stuff. I went in a couple of these. Somebody told me it was like $8 million or something like that. Man, I don't know how they get that money. But we're gonna walk down. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a little while because it's easier to walk without shaking this camera, and we'll see the view that I probably showed before, but it's been a while. So we'll cut back into that. There we go, and we're back. So from up here, you can see a lot of stuff, and I'm glad I have the mic because it doesn't get as much as wind. I can actually hold it and be more direct. Let me see if I can get that ship a little bit more. Yeah, if I can. I think he's leaving. Oh, anyway, you got the pier down there. Kipokai Mountain in the back, and I think a long time ago I was filming this hotel over here, the Marriott. Let me just get back out again. A couple people in the water down there. It doesn't seem that busy. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe that's why, and it's Sunday. But they say that tourists has been at an all-time high, especially for Kauai right now. Better than even pre-pandemic, actually. It's more planes and stuff, but sometimes it's hard to believe because I don't see the people. Maybe it's just me. And I can tell you one thing, retail is not finding those people. You don't see them in a lot of shopping centers. Probably the same everywhere in the United States and in general. You got a lot of people traveling around and things, but should be trickling down. It's not really happening. So, yeah. It looks really shallow right there. Then I'm just gonna pan ever so slowly. We're gonna go down this road here. It's gonna have a lot of speed bumps. This roof over here used to be a tennis court, I believe, in there. It's all gone. But yeah, just wanted to take this view first because the lighting is good and nobody's out here. Some lonely stand-up paddleboarders way out there. Try to zoom in on them. I think I got them there. And we'll go driving around. And I'll talk about my channel and a few other things. That guy's house has like a balcony that goes down to the ocean, I believe. Got his own little private access down there. But I don't know if you guys can pick it up. It looks kind of shallow in some areas there, so that ship's got to direct a certain way. It's probably low tide as well. Well, let's go try to drive in with the full frame camera on the dashboard. Now it's just me walking back where I don't live, but it's public. It's a public parking. Some people, they go down to the end and they jog and stuff, but we'll get in the car and hopefully don't launch this camera to the back seat. Okay, we're back in the car. We're on the dashboard. So let's see if this is gonna work out. either going to be a great accomplishment or a great fail, because we got speed bumps and stuff. Lots of speed bumps. And my manual transmission is going to mess with the camera just a little bit here. Hopefully there's no like autofocus issues and stuff like that. So I did take the other lens off. I got the mic on my seat belt, which I could hold it, but then I couldn't shift. That becomes a problem. Roads are kind of bumpy as well. Just where I came from over there to the left. So yeah, I posted a video before this video, pretty much just to see if the channel is still able to be uploaded to. So it was a fish video. Restarted my pond with Oscars, baby Oscars. See how that turns out. Before that, I think it was November, I went off island and filmed going to Oahu and seeing the new car rental center and stuff, which is pretty much what I wanted to do with my channel when I first started. Just kind of journey around, vlog, take you through my day. A lot of people used to be vloggers back in the day. So on the topic of YouTube, kind of slowed down for a while. A little challenging in a lot of ways. One of the things that's pretty weird is I wasn't posting for a very long time and I was getting copyright strikes, which didn't make sense because I own all that background music that I put in. I have a license for it, and I put it all in the description below and everything, all the stuff that you're supposed to do. But somehow, some way, I still got strikes, and sometimes I can get it erased, and then sometimes you can't. But it's just a hassle to deal with. Case in point, before I put my camera on this dashboard, I had to remind myself to turn off the radio and stuff because of copyright, and makes it kind of hard because even when traveling and stuff, you know, you have no control of if let's say, like, I like to go to car shows and stuff, and you know they're gonna be playing music, right? Because it's a party, they're gonna play music. I can't let that be in the background. So what my solution to it before was to drag the audio out and put my copyright free music in there, but it's not working, and I don't want to make it just blank with no sound or with horrible narration at the end. It's my only options, and that's kind of the stuff that we deal with. Anybody deals with YouTube. I think that's the reason why a lot of channels have kind of disappeared, because it's hard to do anything. You can't do, I remember there's channels that had like they covered songs, or they reviewed songs, they reviewed movies, or they just did a lot of normal stuff. Or if something became offensive or too political, it got really bad. And it's mostly because YouTube can be monetized. I'm not one of those creators looking to make money out of it. I just like to make videos and document times, and much like the lockdown and things. But that's another weird one too. What do you guys think about that? So we're 3 years out of the what I call a great economic reset of 2020. It changed a lot of things, and we're still in the fog. And you got some great people with a lot of power that write books and do podcasts. One of the dumbest things I've heard was this guy said, "You'll own nothing and you'll be happy." Well, I don't want to be the only one happy, so let's billionaires and stuff, give up all your stuff. Give away your jets, your yachts, your secondary houses, and your mansions. Because by all means, I want you to be happy too. So it doesn't make any sense half the time they're saying stuff, and it makes no sense at all. Road is bumpy. If it's not the speed bumps, then it's the bumps. And just standard transmission and low pro tires in a sports car. Great choice. Used to be so much easier in my truck, but I don't have it no more. January 2022, my truck was worth a lot of money. Couldn't help it. Didn't know where the economy was going, so I sold it. Sorry about that, my phone. Sold it to make a cushion and downsize. And I'm glad it did, because fuel went up to $5 a gallon, and that truck would just drink it like nobody else. So, lots of changes. So I was on the hill, I was mentioning about it is the busiest tourist season that we've ever had. I think in like 3 years or 4 years, which is kind of unbelievable because it doesn't seem like it. I don't really see people, and I don't know, but I have my other views about it too. I have my other philosophies about why that might be. You know how they say that you have consumer trends or consumer habits where people just decided to spend their money on different things. I think it's kind of like that, but more of it's a different clientele in general that we have. I don't think it's much of like the regular middle class people traveling. I think it's a lot of what I call pro travelers that have secondary houses here, or they have timeshares and stuff, and they just come here to just be on a retreat and kind of hide out, and they know how to not go out and buy everything in the stores and go crazy and patronizing businesses, which is kind of sad in a way, because then again the trickle-down economics doesn't work. It's kind of met its Achilles heel at a point, you know. So what I think is just the demographic of people, it's been going for a long time. Demographic of people that have that extra money, it's not there, which explains, like, you know, your regular big box stores closed, or your even like dollar stores, or your Blockbusters, or just normal stuff, movie theaters, things like that. It's not that people don't want to go and spend money on stuff like that. It just, there's no longer that ability. They don't have that choice. Inflation has gone crazy, but minimum wages, as always, have not even tried to follow. So you got inflation, you got interest rates and stuff. We came out of a thing that a lot of people was fearing for their lives, and they decided to get into a war. Like, I don't know what's going on. Not the only one that's probably thinking like that. It's kind of like, it's counterintuitive. Everything that's supposed to be coming back is getting pushed more and more behind. There's a lot of distractions and divisive things happening right now. People are trying to find the state that's the cheapest to live in, or that have the least amount of taxes. It's crazy. And I just kind of feel, I don't want to say I'm a dinosaur, but it wasn't that long ago where things were just a little bit more affordable. And I know in my time, you know, high school kids could get jobs, but I don't even see how that happens now, because there's no jobs to like push carts, or you used to see a lot of them in fast foods, or like big box stores and stuff, or even just mall shops. I mean, Radio Shacks and stuff is all gone. Believe it or not, you could get a job pumping gasoline at the gas station. That's no longer there. The world's changed. It's changed right under our feet without us even knowing it. It wasn't that long ago where there was a few bills that nobody ever thought about. Nobody had internet bill or cell phone bill or a bunch of streaming services. Comment down below. I mean, I'm one of them. I have like 4 different streaming services for movies, and I can't find the movie that I'm looking to watch. Half the time, I just submit and just click on anything and just kind of watch that. But yeah, my YouTube channel has kind of taken a little back seat. A lot of things had to factor. Travel was locked on for a long time. People gathering has locked on for a long time. Switching employment here and there, so I didn't actually have the time off, the ways and means to go out and do anything cool the way I used to want to. And 3 years have gone by, and like on the right there, more things seem like they're just closing down. Weird stuff. Gas stations, and even McDonald's have gone through a thing here. And here's a common thing here. A lot of people want to go McDonald's here, and they end up just causing traffic jams. And then we got to go off to the left to get out of the line, because we ain't trying to go to McDonald's. We just got stuck in the line that ends up in the highway. The drive-thru is always busy there. But we did lose a couple McDonald's. We lost like a Pizza Hut. I know it's not just here, it's everywhere. It doesn't make sense. But like I said before, any business is only as strong as its customers. When their customer base disappears, and that's what I think it is. I think the customer base is gone. They don't have the income to keep those things afloat. What is weird is on the opposite side, boutiques and stuff are doing really well. And that's what I noticed. Even when I went back home to Oahu, Ala Moana has not lost a Louis Vuitton or a Michael Kors or a Zara or any of those big luxury brands. Don't ask me why I know the brands, but I just noticed they're building more like luxury condominiums and more high-rise living. Actually, I looked at one of them. It's kind of like by Ward area where the Whole Foods is. It's got a glass pool that's coming off the side. It's like a couple $1 million to live in there, plus maintenance fees. You probably got like one parking spot. It's crazy, but there's people that can't afford that. A lot of people got reduced to nothing, and then a lot of people in stocks or whatever just made out like bandits, and it's pretty weird. So I call it the great economic reset of 2020, which has been going on for a very long time. So it's weird in this recession thing is that you'll notice if you look in one direction, it shows a lot of plus, and then you look in one direction, it shows a lot of minus. Giving an example, it could be really slow for all the businesses. Places could be cutting hours, you name it. And a lot of people are just staying home and just pinching pennies. And then banks are like folding up and needing to be bailed out and stuff. Then you look at the stock market and it's like, wait a minute, why are they worth $200 a share or $109 a share? It's crazy. Then they push in distractions like different kind of currencies. People are just trying to find a way to rig the game or play the game, and it's nuts. It's totally nuts. So as you can see, it's hardly anybody on the road to me, but yeah, it's like 9:39 and it's a Sunday. From what I see, my full frame camera, and don't ever try this because this is full sketch, it's not doing that bad. Kind of bouncy, but I think the GoPro will be the same, and it's not really, from what I see, focusing in and out. It did have some partly cloudy skies, so I was thinking that might have hindered us a little bit, but not so much. But I just wanted to make this video and come on and have like a little discussion, explain, you know, what's going on with the channel, and also some things that I've noticed, current events, if you will, news, not fake news, but by saying that, I'm not the supporter of the guy that says that a lot. Not really a supporter of anybody political, to be real with you, because I felt for a long time that a lot of these guys that get elected forget that no matter how high you go in government, you're a public servant, hence public servant. But I don't feel like the public's been served for 30 something years. We've got infrastructure problems, we've got problems that are so basic but somehow always gets pushed aside and be forgotten, and then they find other things to make the general public to fight about and be more divided and be more angry at each other. It was hilarious is you got those that start those fights and say, oh, those guys are bad, those guys are good, all right, fight. And then when the fighting goes, guys who started it noticed that they just kind of disappeared, straight ghosted. Mission accomplished. So it's like a blink of an eye. We went from one president to another one, and I don't know what went on, and now it's time to get voting again. So they're probably gonna make things seem like it's working out, because that's what you do during a campaign when you're trying to run for office. You show a little productivity because you don't want to lose your spot, but I don't know, I really don't think they lose their spots anyway, because the system is just designed so much in their favor that unless you get a complete clean out and reform, not much is going to change, which is unfortunate, because the adults left the room a long time ago, and it's going to take a bunch of adults to clean it up and do the right thing. But greed got too bad. Personally, I don't see what somebody would do with, $30 billion, $40 billion and just hoarding a bunch of money that doesn't recirculate, which means that we're going to print out more money because the money got stuck, and now we're going to devaluate the dollar and just throw the whole world out of order. Again, you gotta look at two sides of the spectrum, like I always say. Some people got really, really poor, and some people got really filthy rich. And you can't have that both happen at the same time without saying, well, there's a symptom, there's a problem, and I think I figured it out. If it really was as bad as they point to be, everybody would be in the same boat. But there's a shift, there's a paradigm, there's a new world with a lot of luxury brands and private jets and sailboats and yachts. And we're going to talk about global warming. We're going to fly our personal jets to Davos and then get on a Tahoe motorcade, which again, like I said, it's funny because the guys who talk are doing exactly the opposite of what they're preaching you to do. And just like the great financial bailout of 2008, they wanted the people who couldn't afford it to pay the bill to bail them out. And it's the same thing today. We can't afford to do their dumb ideas. One of the dumb ideas is electric cars. Because, first of all, it doesn't save the earth. Because you have to mine for a lot more things to make car batteries. Lithium, nickel, to make a car battery. They don't last forever. You're gonna have to throw that shit in the landfill. The power grid is not even half ready to charge these cars. Power stations, I know where I live, is powered by diesel. The one out in Vegas is powered by burning coal, so I don't know how the green energy thing is even working. It's counterproductive. And you got the people who can't afford it, supposedly gonna buy $100,000 electric cars and pay for an electrician to come in and do some work to put a charger at their house and hope that we don't have any power outages due to bad weather. Otherwise, you can't charge your car and risk the cheap batteries. And you ever seen a Tesla go up on fire? Shit, that thing never goes out. So again, it doesn't make sense. They throw out ideas, but when you really think about it, it's kind of like you're trying to reinvent a wheel that's already working. I think that they did a good job before with just trying to make things more fuel efficient. You see with trucks, they don't have V8s, they go down to V6s. Silverados go down to even 4 cylinders with turbocharge. And you know, it's one step in the right direction, or it can be like me and downgrade into a 4-cylinder car. You know, so there was other ways to do it with what was already there, instead of going to the extreme and jumping off and reinvest it into something that I don't really feel like people can afford. I might take a little detour through a ton of trees just because it looks nice to go through here. Shifted a little too early there. But yep, it's been a weird couple of years, and I think that the lockdown has got a lot of people stopping thinking about things a little differently. But they're still trying to live their lives, which is good. I still like to see people travel and attempt. I just wish it wasn't so hard. I wish that everybody could do that. And before I joined the workforce, they used to have this island plantations, and that was like, I guess it was like 30,000 jobs, good paying jobs. Back in the day, I know from my grandfather, they said that they used to give housing. So things didn't cost as much, and you had a pretty good job. You had money that you could put aside in the savings, and a lot of people stayed at those jobs forever. They just retired in one spot, which is good. Bottom line, it was a lot more structured. It balanced out a lot better. Nowadays, it's like everything is trending. It's either way up, or way back down, way back up, way back down, and it gets exhausting because there's no consistency. A lot of like gig opportunities, a lot of like subcontract things, or people, I don't blame them that they're not going to put their best effort in it if you're only there for a day or so, or you're not really reaping any benefits besides hourly pay, which is not doing anything for you anyway. Like, never did you think you see a time, now really think about it, if you landed a job and it said it paid $75,000 a year, old mindset, like early 2000s or even before that, would think, oh crap, that's a lot of money. What am I, like a surgeon or something? But in today's world, it will not do anything for you. I've seen some articles of people in like California and stuff that make like 6 digits, $100,000, $250,000 still, because your cars are like $30,000 if you're lucky for a car. Gas over here is like $5, but it's around the same if you think about like other places where you drive a lot more. You might save 60 cents a gallon, but you drive hundreds of miles more, so it kind of balances out. Rent cost is on the low about $1,200, but I've seen it go as high as like $42,000, even $5,000 in some places, which really leaves you with nothing much. I mean, you still gotta eat, you still gotta do a lot of things. So it's really difficult. Even more difficult for people that have families. It's hard for one person to stand alone, let alone try to have families and stuff. I think that's why it's getting to a point where you don't see too many families anymore. You know, for me myself, that's why I decided to stay out of that game even when I came out, because I've kind of seen it going that way, and I didn't want to do something if I couldn't afford it, or with money and time to really be there and see it through. But as time went, I mean, things got more expensive and more ridiculously unattainable, which is sad. Like, life in general has changed. You don't even have to be 100 years old to feel like a whole new universe has been created. You could easily be in your 30s or your 40s and feel like, damn, I've been around for 97 years, because it feels that different. That different indeed. So I came down here in Koloa Town, hit some bumps. You see a lot of cars driving around. I think that's what everybody's doing now. They're just driving from here to there, here to there, here to there, trying to find where the secret spot is. Other than that, that's all it is. So I don't know what I'm gonna call this video. I guess car conversation, or just, I don't know. It's gonna be pretty long. Check this out. They got this shotgun, this roundabout. Hilarious. I don't know what that's about. Now it's got painted nails. That's full on weird. They spent a lot of money on that. Before, there wasn't even a roundabout, and they had a stop sign that used to blink, and that was pretty cool at the intersection. But now they got this little roundabout with this big island. Roundabouts all over the island, which means speed up and get into the roundabout first. And I don't know, it's kind of dangerous. I've seen people just blow their yields and kind of race each other to get in the roundabout and almost collide on it or drive over the middle. Yeah, pretty much just taking the scenic way back. Don't know how much of this I'll put in the video. I don't know how long this is running, because I don't see a counter on. So guess I'll just end it here. Hopefully I'll post more videos and maybe more things like this. Comment down below if you like having conversations. For now, it feels like the only safe thing to do without make anything that's really dynamic and getting copyrights and stuff. But I could be wrong. I could post this one up and get a flag too, so we shall see. Until next time, you guys, thanks for watching. Live life to you guys' fullest. It is pretty weird out there, but do it your way. Aloha, you guys.